Alright, so now I'm going to start putting several different layers of glow on her. And then we'll work on just cleaning her up a little bit more. But for right now, just want to add some of those. So what I'll do is make a new layer, and I'll use my sketch brush. But this time, for my sketch brush, I'm going to use something a little bit different. I'm going to go in here and choose Linear Dodge Add. Okay, and then I'm going to choose a blue. I'm going to choose several different variations of blue. Like I can go in here and choose a blue that way and get within the tone. I can do it that way. But what this will do is it'll either watercolor her back a little bit or forward, depending on if I have a darker and if I have a lighter. One swipe will be fine. The next swipe will make it glow even more intensely. So what I'll do here is paint with a linear dodge add, but add it as multiply. Doesn't matter what blue I choose because I can always take this into the color blend-o-matic thing, the color balance, and then I can take and turn it to any blue I really want. So and I'm just scrubbing around here. I'm not concentrating too much on places or things. And I want to give it that look too. I want to give it some, it's brighter in one area, brighter next. Doesn't really matter because she's glowing after all. Too concerned with going outside the lines. I can always go over that. More concerned with the fact that it's a nice clean coat. Okay, so now check this out. What'll happen is if I go to do that same thing, I'll go to make a new layer, and this time I'll choose like a different blue. Maybe even a green. Let's go green. And now I'll add that into the mix. And again, turn that to multiply. Okay, another layer. And I would say that this is almost like watercolor. Working with it, it's a real. If you go over it once, it looks good. If you go over it again, it gets kind of on top of itself. With another layer of water. Treat it loosely. have fun with it, but don't get too hung up on, you know, scrub around is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so one more layer maybe, and then I'll call it good. This layer I'm just kind of bringing back some certain things, like with white. Sort of bringing out these areas first. For this layer, I might not use it as a multiply. I'll probably use it as a soft light. And you'll learn that, you know, you can do that. You can just use it different. I don't use layers the way, or brushes the way sometimes. I'll just use them as different layers of light and dark. Keep adding on top. Sweet. So now I got all these cool, interesting colors in her. And I could paint like this too. And see what the effects real time look like. But don't forget, all this stuff is on their own layer, and all of it is the ability to turn it down. That's the important thing. Because if you really want it to look like watercolor, and that's kind of my goal here, what I would do is probably take these and knock them back a little bit on the opacity. And then I'll start getting that watercolor look. Okay. So these are kind of my color adding channels. What I want to do with these is layer and group these layers together. Okay, good. All right, now I want to kind of put some kind of color around her so I know what kind of color to add to her skin.